Hi Sir Yasir Yameen, I am Aziza from Hunza, Pakistan.
Now moving on to topic number two, also a digital asset. And now I'm going to talk about NFTs. Now, NFTs is also the new thing around here. NFTs are known as non-fungible tokens, and they are also an example of digital assets. So I presume that since we are talking about digital assets and cryptocurrency up to a certain extent have already been tested in your exam in the previous attempt. So I feel that your examiner may try to, play a bit with you guys, and rather than asking for cryptocurrencies, it may ask you for a non-fungible token or an NFT, which literally has the same accounting treatment as cryptocurrency. But since you would be unaware of NFTs, your examiner would get an advantage out of it, or maybe just challenge you in an exam. So what are NFTs, or what are non-fungible tokens? The first thing, if we are talking about tokens or coins. So token or a coin is a digital asset issued by a particular platform, right? So we have the basics right now. But what do you mean by non-fungible? So non-fungible actually means non-interchangeable, non-interchangeable. So this time, when you talk about an NFT coin or an NFT token, it is not interchangeable. For example, if you had cryptocurrency, if you had a Bitcoin, you would be able to exchange one Bitcoin for another Bitcoin. I mean, one Bitcoin is equally relevant, equally valued as compared to another Bitcoin. For example, there are two friends. So one friend bought a Bitcoin from a particular exchange, and then there is another friend who also bought a Bitcoin from, who is in a different country, or in a different location, or maybe he bought the Bitcoin from a different exchange. But since these two cryptocurrencies are interchangeable, they have the same value. I mean, person number one can exchange its Bitcoin for person number two's Bitcoin, and it won't make any difference. They are interchangeable tokens or coins. But one thing that you need to know about NFTs now, each and every NFT, each and every token, or each and every coin which is classified as an NFT has a separate value of its own. It has a separate value of its own. So, for example, if there is a NFT, this would not be equal to a B NFT. Now, A NFT is entirely something else, and B NFT would be entirely something else. So they are non-fungible. They cannot be exchanged with one another because they have different assets that are backing them. They have different logics that that are backing these tokens or coins. These are different type of assets altogether. So they are not interchangeable. So if a person comes and buys A, he gets whole of the rights of A. If a person buys B, he gets whole of the B. It does not happen that you can have an A and I can also have an A. We both can't have it, right? So what is an NFT really? It is non-fungible, we agree with that. Non-interchangeable, we agree with that. But what is an NFT? It is a digital token or a coin that actually represents real world objects. So NFT is basically a digital form, a digital form of a real life physical asset. So for example, the NFTs are generally used for pieces of artwork or music or picture or video, etc. I mean, generally it is used for digital art. So for example, you have created a painting, right? And you want to sell this painting, right? And assuming nowadays you create a painting digitally, you want to sell this painting. So normally what happens is that if you want to sell this painting, you would go to an auction or maybe an art gallery, right? And try to sell off that digital piece of art, or that particular painting through that. You would sell it through the art gallery or the auction, right? Now, NFT actually, makes this transaction more efficient. What NFT's concept says is, for example, if you have a painting, you directly come onto our platform, right? Create a digital form of this painting, create a digital sacred key of this painting, and then sell it digitally, rather than actually involving brokers, dealers, an auctioneer, or maybe an art gallery owner. Just sell it digitally. And if a person buys this sort of painting digitally, he will get a coin, or you can say a key, which actually guarantees the ownership of this digital painting, right? So what actually NFT represents any video or music or art or anything which is actually converted into a digital key, and it is sold online digitally. It makes the process so much easier. Now, one thing that is pretty amazing is that when a person buys a particular type of digital assets by buying a particular type of token, so I just told you that he gets the key, or the actual ownership of that particular asset. It is a sort of a digital contract. You buy a particular painting digitally, and you have the exclusive specific rights of that particular painting. So how does that happen? How do you have the actual exclusive rights of that painting? You will get a unique identification code. So there will be a unique identification code which only you would have, and you can sell it to somebody else, but only you would have that, and therefore you actually own that particular piece of painting. Now, the amazing part is that don't think that the token holder have an actual possession of that physical asset. It is possible that you don't actually physically own that particular physical asset. However, you own the ownership right of that assets, but it may be an art or a video or a picture or music that everyone has heard of. So for example, let's take an example. For example, if I'm a singer, and you would have guessed through my voice that I'm definitely a singer. I'm just joking. So for example, if I sing a song and I feel that this song is going to make market, I just upload it on YouTube. So many people like my song, many people like the music, like the satisfaction that my songs give them, and it is pretty much valued. Yeah, it's available on YouTube. Everyone can hear. You can hear it on Spotify, you can hear it on Apple Music and everything else. So everyone has heard of that particular song, so it's publicly available. What do? I make NFT of this music, and then I can sell it to a particular investor, and that particular investor would have an exclusive right to that song. So now you would be thinking that, okay, everybody can listen to the song. The song is available with anyone, everyone. It is available on YouTube and so on and so forth. But an investor comes, pays you very much, and takes the ownership of that particular song in the digital format. But what's the point? Why would he be investing in this particular song, even though digitally done? But why would the investor be investing if it's publicly available? Because it may provide the investor, through that unique identification code and through that ownership right, it may provide you the exclusive right to generate further economic benefit later on. So for example, I sang a song, it became very famous on YouTube, and then I made an NFT, a digital code of that particular song, and sold to an investor. And now, for example, there is a film producer who wants to use that song in this particular Bollywood film, or a Lollywood film, I would say. So there is a particular film producer who wants to use this song. He will go to that particular investor, and just like how a trademark works, uh, it will they will pay him the money, because he has got the exclusive digital rights of that particular song. They will pay him money and then use the song and that particular film, right? So he may sell that song to a TV channel, a film producer, or maybe any show or something like that, and earn some money out of it. So this is what happens. And same goes for a painting. That painting, everyone may have seen Mona Lisa's painting, but if you make an NFT and you sell it to someone, you know okay, you can see Mona Lisa all you want. Her picture is available physically in a museum, and you can see it online as well. But I've got the ownership rights of that Mona Lisa painting, and I've got it digitally. So I may give it on rent. I may give it sometime one time offer to someone to make it to use it in a film or something like that. So it's good. Okay, so why would an artist be interested in an NFT? Why NFT is talk of the town right now? We just saw Shine Shah Afridi bowling out an Indian legend in the T20 World Cup in 2021, or sorry, 2022. And they said they will create an NFT for it. Why an artist may be considering NFT nowadays? Why is it talk of the town? Because it's much simpler. It's much simpler. Rather than going on to a media company or a publishing company and selling your song, going to the music director and saying, please just listen to my song and it's great, and so on and so forth. And you don't need to do that right now. If you feel that the feedback is good, your song is good, it's being listen many a times on YouTube or some other platform, you can actually create an NFT and sell it online to the global audience, or to a global investor. You actually filtered out the auctioneers, the art galleries, the exhibitions. You actually filtered out everything. So NFT is pretty much profitable to the artist itself. And it may be an arrangement that artist gets a royalty each and every time this NFT passes on different hands. So if a person, for example, buys an NFT, it may wish to transfer this NFT to another person for that person's sacred ownership of that particular art. And every time the artist can get a royalty out of it, so it can be much more valuable right now. So maybe in future you would see that all the articles that are published, they may be published through NFTs. All the research work may be done through NFTs. Many things are possible when you are following a digital platform. So yes, NFTs is a thing. And why it is becoming more and more important for you guys as students, and why would your examiner want to actually test this particular topic with you, is because NFTs are getting more and more acceptable. People, there are countries and there are jurisdiction in which cryptocurrency, although it is not accepted yet, but NFTs, they feel NFTs, since it is backed by a real artwork, governments are really much acceptable. They are accepting NFTs pretty much. Yes. So even in some governments, you must have heard that they have started taxing capital gains from NFTs. Yeah, and when a person changes hands for a particular NFT, it makes a profit out of it, and many governments have started taxing it. So which means that the government has legally accepted the valuation or the existence of NFTs overall, right? So it's becoming more and more acceptable form of transaction. Where you see the advantages of NFTs, you also need to understand that, this world is not beyond scams. Scams are everywhere. So I certainly feel that, yeah, or it is happened many a times. If you read some articles or you Google it out, you would see that, scams are possible and they have happened. For example, on a particular platform, there is a particular issuer who says, if you buy my NFT, you'll get the exclusive rights of the Mona Lisa painting, or the terrific bowling of Shine Shah Afridi, or maybe a particular song, or maybe a particular clip, or maybe a particular audio. And actually an investor buys that particular token or a coin for X amount of money, and it is not actually the thing that you thought of. Maybe it's a scam. Maybe the other issuer was, he was just faking. So NFTs scams are possible. Now, the platforms that actually allow NFTs to be sold on their website, you know, platforms are, becoming more responsible nowadays. They actually perform due diligence. If a person comes and says that I've created a code which allows a unique identification code in order to get the exclusive rights of a particular song and art or something like that, the platform actually provides due diligence first, and then allows it to be traded on that particular website. So scams are possible, but the platforms are becoming more diligent, because if an investor feels that he is being scammed on a particular website, he won't be coming next time. So the platforms are becoming more and more diligent about this transaction, right? So NFTs anyways is a real thing. So how to do accounting for NFTs? So this is the main point. So you account for NFT just like cryptocurrency. NFTs are accounted for under IAS 38, intangible assets, and most likely they'll have an indefinite lifespan, just like trademarks have. And you would do every bit of accounting that is applicable under IAS 38. All the things that we just discussed for cryptocurrency as well. So yes, NFTs are for sure. There is no doubt about it, since they represent digital arts most likely. So it is a digital ownership right, and it is most likely an intangible asset, right? How do sellers of NFT account for? Sellers of NFT will account for under IFRS 15, that is revenue from contract with customers. And most likely the accounting would be in the format of point in time. Point in time, because if there is a seller who actually sells the digital right of a particular painting or a music video, your performance obligation is satisfied as and when you provide him the unique identification code. So your performance obligation is satisfied point in time, you should recognize revenue point in time, right? One more drawback of NFTs and cryptocurrency is that it is routinely said that cryptocurrency or NFTs may be used for money laundering. It is currently, I've just heard the news, it is currently being used by Russia, since they are banned from SWIFT due to the Ukraine crisis. They are dealing in cryptocurrency. They are dealing in, since cryptocurrency is not legally regulated, no one government can say that you cannot come on cryptocurrency. That's not the point. It's deregulated. So nobody can say you cannot come on cryptocurrency. Nobody knows if a Russian is actually transacting on the crypto exchange. Nobody knows. It's the identity remains anonymous, and same goes for the NFTs. So NFTs and cryptocurrencies may be used for money laundering, where same person would be buying and selling a particular piece of art, but you would be transferring some money from one country to another. This is an easy way to do it. So yes, and this is one of the reasons why many countries have still not yet allowed NFTs legally, because they feel that it has scope of corruption or money laundering. So they want to regulate it. If they cannot regulate it, they are not allowing that permanently at the moment, right? Yeah, so it has a drawback. So From your examinations point of view, I certainly feel that, talking about digital currencies and NFTs is talk of the town. So I feel if you're going for March, if you're going for June, NFTs or other digital type of assets is going to be talk of the town. It may be tested under ethics question. It may be tested as a current issue. It should be tested. I don't find any reason why it will not be tested. So it should be tested. It is a hot topic, but not the only topic. There are two further topics that are also, I feel that they should be tested as a current issue.